99.7 and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Shine FM Akachi, Radio Max Takrady and Ridge in Tamale. Get radio, TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, crucial day for the opposition NDC as the decision on whether it can hold its presidential and parliamentary primaries may be decided by the High Court as it deals with a case filed by aspirant Dr. Kwabena Dufo.
So for anybody to take an action that, as it were, derails all that kind of thing, it's most disheartening.
Anybody that, wishes the NDC well, wouldn't go to court and place an injunction application on 50.
Also, Attorney General angers sponsors of the anti-LGBTQ bill after he warned President Akufo-Addo may refuse to sign it if Parliament passes it in its current form.
I recognize that they're still present. The fact that the legislature, the executive are enjoined to promote the values of the bill. So this clearly will have a tendency to impose a charge on the Constituted Fund.
In business,
government to pull out of 5 local banks recapitalized through Ghana Amalgamated Trust next year as the debank reports of taking over the banks. Details on the Joy Business Report.
Still coming up, NADMO makes a strong push for reforms in island communities across the country to avert further disasters after the drowning of 9 children in Fana here in Accra. And much later, the inspiration behind the hit songs composed by Ghana's Artist of the Year.
My mystery box is somewhere very near.
Because with everything that happens to me, first thing I do with it, I write my music with. I know they waste no content in my life. Like some interviews of Maya Angelou, like Bob Marley. It's mostly videos for me.
More from Black Sherry shortly. I am Maame Esi Thompson. We'll be right back with details. An Accra High Court will today decide whether to allow the opposition NDC go ahead with its planned presidential and parliamentary primaries tomorrow. The case filed by flag bearer hopeful Dr. Kwabena Dufo is seeking to injunct the process, alleging the list of delegates is bloated. More on this shortly, but first here's Dr. Sribo Kweku of the EC confirming why they decided to suspend their supervision of the excise until the party exhausts the court processes.
And some people were saying that we should start the preparation and wait. In 2014, if you remember the district level election, somebody in Winneba went to court, and in the course of it, we were thinking that we can be going ahead with our public education and that thing. But the court said that it will be contemptuous, that while the case is before them, everything should cease for them to come out with a verdict before we can rush. So that is why we carried the battle to present that we have stopped. Because it will mean that we are still going about our situation, and which the court will frown on.
Dr. Sribo Kweku is with the EC. Now, head of research for Dr. Dufo's campaign team, Kofi Kukubos, believes the decision is now in the hands of the court.
What we have done first. He also says at the end that after today's meeting, there was an agreement that you meet at 8 and that you chickened out of this meeting.
We were served. So the lawyer advised that once we were served.
When you say you were served, was you? This is your process.
They asked for abridgment.
Oh, okay. So yes. Okay.
That's so we were served. So the lawyer advised that look, once we are served, let's wait for Friday.
Well, already some NDC parliamentary aspirants are hoping the court will rule in favor of the party because an injunction will negatively impact their preparations.
So for anybody to take an action that, as it were, derails all that kind of thing, it's most disheartening. And therefore, any such action must either be very well grounded or in the overall interest of the party.
Now, anybody that, wishes the NDC well, wouldn't go to court and place an injunction application on 15th when the case or when the matter is supposed to, when elections are supposed to come up on the 13th. Indeed, if he wanted this matter dealt with accordance with law and on merit, this matter could have been heard on Friday, which is the 12th.
Meanwhile, NDC's Director of Legal Affairs, Abraham Amaliba, insists the case filed by Dr. Dufo is without merit. Away from that, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, is making a strong push for reforms in island communities across the country to avert further disasters after the drowning of 9 children in Fana, here in Accra. Disaster struck on Wednesday when a boat carrying 12 school children capsized, drowning 9, leaving 3 survivors. My colleague Carlos Coloni was in the community and filed this report.
This was the mood here at Fana Thursday morning after 9 school children comprising 3 males and 6 females drowned in the Wager Lake on their way back from school. 8 of the bodies were retrieved last night by residents, with the 9th one being retrieved at 10:45 a.m. Thursday morning without the assistance of any state agency. There were 3 survivors. Speaking to Joy News, the Assemblyman for Botiano electoral area, Dan Bright Abayate, demanded that a school be established in the community immediately.
I believe that one of those children gone today can stand and do something, about that thing over there. Should they become somebody prominent in society tomorrow?
On his part, the Municipal Chief Executive of Gan South Municipal Assembly, Joseph Stevignani, who arrived at the scene in a company of some officials from the Assembly, assured of the Assembly's preparedness to look into the concerns of the residents of Fana.
So they have been there for over 100 years now. So me moving them from that place, it shouldn't be my decision alone. It should be a decision of the central government. We'll think about it and see what we can do about it.
Reporting from Fana, here in the Gan South municipality of the Greater Accra region, my name is Carlos Coloni for Joy News.
Well, NADMO says there's the need to enforce laws in such areas. George AEC is Communications Director.
Fortunately, we have Marine Police. If we can get them to patrol such areas, and then we enforce the laws. Minors cannot drive on our roads. You must be 18. If a commercial vehicle, you must be 21. And so how come a 15-year-old, a 13 or 12-year-old is allowed to paddle a canoe? That is something we need to look at and begin to enforce the laws to get adults stationed there.
NADMO says it stands ready to come to the aid of communities along the Volta River should the Akosombo Dam be spilled. This assurance was given after it organized an intense simulation exercise in the area. My colleague Michael Ashali was there and reports.
Sirens blaring at full amplitude, alerting residents of this community living near the Volta River of a possible danger. The Volta River Authority (VRA) has taken a difficult decision to open the gates of the Akosombo Dam, causing water levels in adjoining communities to rise quickly. Lives and properties may be lost, but this isn't a real emergency. It's a simulation exercise known as Dawohoso, designed to test the readiness of state agencies in the event of a dam spillage. Deputy Director General of NADMO, Saji Amedonu, is satisfied with the exercise.
I think the men have done quite well in getting the activities coordinated. There will be some shortfalls here and there. We'll be doing what we call hot watch, which you can say is a debriefing.
Director in charge of engineering services at VRA, Engineer Kweku Wiafi says the lessons of the simulation will guide the team to enhance their response to emergencies.
Of course, it wasn't all perfect. There are a few areas that we think we could improve. But at the end of the exercise, that's the whole purpose of testing. You test to identify gaps, to identify weaknesses.
Papani Ashale's report. Now, Attorney General Godfrey Yeboadame has incurred the wrath of sponsors of the Promotion of Proper Sexual Human Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill after he warned President Akufo-Addo may refuse to sign the bill into law if Parliament passes it in its current form. But Sam George, MP for Ningo Prampram, who is a sponsor of the bill, says the Attorney General is wrong to take this position.
I think that the Attorney General must stay focused. I am struggling to appreciate what appears to be flip-flopping on the part of the Attorney General. Because I asked the Attorney General a direct question when he appeared before the committee, and he said he was satisfied that the bill in its current form or shape met all the requirements. I mean, if the Attorney General is coming under pressure from external forces, he should be bold enough to say he's come under pressure from external forces and so he's changing his position.
Well, now to Showbiz Artist of the Year, Black Sheriff has opened up on what inspires his music. Listen.
My mystery box is somewhere.
Because with everything that happens to me, first thing I do with it, I write my music with.
Oh, really?
I know they waste no content in my life.
Okay.
Whatever happens to me, I know they waste time. I pen them down, sing it down. I think that's like part of my healing process is them things. Yeah, man.
At your age, when I listen to your music, the kind of things and your level of, your pen game, I wonder, do you have people writing with you or just you?
Just me and my phone. Sometimes I plug the beats in my ear and start writing.
Do you read books?
It's really like random stuff, like some interviews of Maya Angelou, like Bob Marley. It's mostly videos for me and like documentaries and books sometimes when I travel. Yeah.
You read books?
Oh, soldier, stand and beat your chest. Did they come? No, make them catch.
Black Sheriff as VGMA Artist of the Year. That's all in our package this morning. I am Maame Esi Thompson. Coming up next.